Okay, today I want to talk to you about one of the most important assets you can deploy in your business right now. Okay, this is something that will essentially act like a 24/7 receptionist and start collecting, leads, new members, potential people who want to try your classes. And it is just a very simple email new member sequence. Okay, essentially it is going to take three different parts. The first part is the opt-in form, so the place that the person goes to put in their information. The second part is a thank you page, and then the final part is the actual automated sequence. Okay, each one of these has a different job, and they're all really crucial to making the system work. What I want to do is I'm going to take you inside of our system so you can take a look at it, and I want to explain a few different parts of it and why it's important. I'm also going to show you two different ways to set it up. One which is the web hosted version, which in my opinion is better, and the second one which is software hosted. So it's hosted within the software. You would use this one if you don't necessarily have a website or don't have the ability to deploy it straight away, or you don't know how to. It can be very, very simple to do. Okay, so this is our autoresponder system. It's called ConvertKit. Super powerful, allows lots of different things to happen. Okay, and what I want to show you is this period. This is a 10-day period from the 1st of January up until today. It's not including today yet because nothing's really happened. So within 8 days, we have collected 14 different leads. Okay, so that's pretty huge. Please bear in mind that at the moment, we aren't actively advertising our academy. We're not doing tons of paid advertising. In fact, we're not doing any paid advertising. This is all people that have, organically found our website, put in their information and wanted to start. Okay, and if you kind of get that, like, because we're not actually advertising because our classes are so full and we can't fit anybody else in, people are still going to our website. Across the course of the month, across January, this is a 10-day period, 14 people. Course of the month, that's 42 leads that we're going to get, okay, from doing zero extra work. If you take our stats into account, where we can convert those leads, probably at least 60 to 70% of they're going to convert into trials, and we're going to probably end up with 20 to 25 new members if we had the space within our classes. Okay, now what's actually going to happen is these people are going to go on a waiting list because we don't have the ability to put them into our classes. We're already oversubscribed, and we don't want to devalue the service to our current members. Okay, just imagine what that would do for your business. If every month you're getting 30, 40, 50 leads pretty much on autopilot, and then that's resulting in, 20, 30 new members a month. That's powerful. That is incredibly powerful. And it's so easy to deploy, but so few businesses actually have this in place. Okay. And it's not just about having a space where people can sign up a trial. It's about what happens after that as well, which is just as important, if not more important. Okay. So that's why this is really, really crucial. So I'm going to show you the way that we do it on our website. Let me go over to here. So this is one of our pages called bjjcambridge.co.uk. It's a bit of a feeder page. It's it's completely findable on Google, works really well, gets some site traffic, all about the gym, nothing else. And you notice on this we've got a couple of different places to go to free trials, okay, including this one at the bottom, which is a form. Okay, so we have that in there on purpose. I'm going to take you to the main opt-in page. Okay, this is the one that you'll find on a lot of the different links. The reason I'm using it now is because it's probably the easiest to see. So this is kind of self-hosted. It's a link within our website that goes to a page. Means it's going to be smooth, works properly. I don't have to worry about it too much in terms of breaking. There's a few really important parts of this opt-in page. Okay, the way that people track a page is that the first thing they want to see is like a headline, and within that headline we have an offer. Okay, now our offer is a free trial, which you might think is a little bit kind of like, doesn't sound that great. And honestly, that it is. I am not actively trying to get tons and tons of leads. If I switch this to a 7-day free trial, 14-day free trial, even a 3-day free trial, I'd probably get more people in. Okay, but like I said, I can't handle that any more people into my class. So I'm making it almost harder for people to register for our classes or to get trials, because I want the quality of person and because I can't really fit anybody else in. Okay, so this is our offer. The better your offer, the more people you're going to get. If you did, try our classes, and I'll give you 100 quid, you're probably going to get a ton of people trying your classes. Quality of those leads might not be great because you've highly incentivized them doing it. The next thing that you're going to have is a headline, okay? And the offer's kind of contained within the headline. You can improve this a little bit. It's going to BJJ Cambridge. This is all we do. But if it's something more specific, get your free trial in our BJJ classes would work as well. So that's our headline. Okay. The next thing that you have is the form over here. Okay. And again, the more these are called fields. The more fields you have in your form, the lower your response rate is going to be. So if you just had email address, all you have to do is enter your email address to get the free trial. Going to get a ton of people. The quality of the lead might not be as good. Okay, for us, these are our bare minimum. We want first name, last name, phone number, email address. And then we also have this extra little button down here which segments people into different groups. Okay, so let's say when they choose Pee-wees, which is our 5 to 7s program, that adds an extra tag into their profile that lets me know that they're interested in those classes specifically. Okay, now why this is powerful is we've had this up and running since 2021. So I think we deployed it at the end of 2021 was when we do it. We've had over 400 people. I think last time I checked was 435 people register for information over the course of the year. Now, not all of those are going to convert into clients, but what it allows us to do is get a group of people that we know are interested in training. Okay. And as I said, we presently have no space in our classes, but let's say that I had, 2 spaces in my 8 to 12s program. All I have to do is send an email to the people that have selected 8 to 12s, shown they're interested in it, and say, hey, I have 2 spaces in this 8 to 12s class. Would you like them? And they will, I will fill that almost straight away. Okay, that is the power of having a waiting list and having a group of people that you know are interested in your classes. Okay, the people that aren't interested right now, they might take a little bit more warming up, which we'll get onto in a minute. But it's a fantastic place to be in, and you can do this very, very simply for yourself as well. It's not particularly challenging. Okay, if you know what you're doing. So we have these 5 different fields. The other thing that we have is this little checkbox. This essentially is kind of GDPR compliance. It says that we are going to send them information that they have consented to doing this. Okay, that's all essentially GDPR is. And if they need to see more, they have our privacy policy below as well. That's important that you have on that, particularly if you're also using adverts. So things like Facebook paid advertising, you need to have things like privacy policy, terms of service on these pages. Also, actually having a link back to Facebook helps as well, because Facebook like that. Okay, but as the other thing you can see from this page, there's nowhere else for them to go. There's no pages it links to really, apart from these ones which we have to have on there. It's like, this is what you do on this page. You want to get out of it, you got to press the back button, which people will do. It's absolutely fine, and they'll go search around the site, and then they might come back to it again a little bit later. Okay. So the other thing to have on here as well is a really good image. Okay, image will do a ton of work for your sales. So in this image, you can see this is Chelsea, who's smiling and super happy. It's a guy called Matt, one of our brown belts, not very happy, but it's a really cool image. Chelsea's in this empowering position where she is like, taking hold of him. She's doing really good, and he looks kind of worried. Okay, it's a powerful image, particularly for women who are looking at starting classes. The other cool thing about this image is their eye lines are directing them to different places. It's a little bit higher level kind of marketing stuff, but if you look, the way the Matt's eyes are looking is up towards the headline. So as people, we tend to follow where people's eyes are looking. It's kind of I'm going to say a trick that you can use. If you want someone to look at something, you put a picture of somebody looking at it, and they'll look at it. And then Chelsea's eyes are looking over here towards this form and towards this get your free trial button. Okay, which is what we want people to fill out, right? So that's the whole purpose of this page. You can set up a photo. This was just taken during class, but it's a really powerful image. On that note, every part of this page if you're doing like a paid advert, every part of this page should match the advert. So the image that you use, the trial offer that you have, the wording that you're using, all of it should match it perfectly. Okay, it's really important, because you don't want to have some situation where, let's say that you're advertising on Facebook for a 7-day free trial, they come to this page and it just says free trial. People are going to be like, whoa, hold on one second, you said 7 days, Now it just says free. There's a disconnect there. That's bad for you. Also, having this image, if you have the image here on a Facebook ad or a whatever ad that you have, and then you show it in on the page, it shows people it's the same thing. They've not been redirected to somewhere they're not familiar with. Okay, same with the trial offer. All of that kind of stuff is very, very important. Okay, so that's something to think about, which is a little bit higher level. Okay, what happens is when they go on click this page, you have two options. Okay, now if you're doing it as a software hosted thing, you're going to go to like an internal thank you page. So this is essentially what happens. I'm not going to fill out the form because it's going to mess up with my statistics. But what will happen is when someone clicks on that, they just get a success message. The success message says, success! Now you check your email to confirm your subscription. Really easy, okay? But what that does is it confirms to them that their information's been put in. Because there's nothing worse than entering your information and just clicking go, and then the form refreshes and you're like, I don't know if that worked or not. Okay, that is really not good. Okay, you want people to know that something's happened. Okay, and then it says to check their email, so it's encouraging them to go to the next step of the process. Again, the reason that we set this up, often we set things up and then we don't necessarily have to go back to them straight away. This was all done before the website was built, so we're using this page as just like a landing page that we'd fire people at, and then it got put onto our website. You can also set up your own thank you page. Okay, now I'm going to give you, let me see if I can give you an example of that. This is one that we're about to launch. This is an entirely different page, obviously. That people wouldn't see this, but what it does is it tells people what they're about to expect. You know, what they should do if they don't hear from us. And then it also has this kind of, you know, join our group button, which you can add onto it. Like on thank you pages, they can be really, really powerful, like parts of your website if you want them to be, you know, because you can get people to take another action. You could have a special like, hey, you know, you just registered for a free trial, but, you know, would you like a 2-week pass for like $9.99, for example? Or, you know, would you like to join our group? We place tons of additional information in there. You can give people like exact steps of what happens next. So, you know, as in this one, which is a pretty good example, that, you know, tells them what they did. They requested this ebook. Don't sit here in 10 minutes, then do this. And then, you know, we're also going to send you some other really cool stuff about it. And then the final thing is join this. That's a great thank you page. Okay, now, and you could deploy something exactly the same on this. So you could have, hey, thanks for requesting requesting a free trial. Please check your emails. If you don't see an email from me, please email me at, so you're getting them to contact you. And then you have something like, we also have a Facebook group where we post tons of information about jiu-jitsu. If you'd like to join it, click here. Okay, that starts to build a little bit of trust in your clients, and also it brings them more into your world. Okay, so that's the thank you page. Really, really important. The other job it does is kind of, if it's a good thank you page, it removes any, it's not even buyer's remorse, like the decision that after you press something like, was that a good idea? It tells them that it was a good idea. Okay, that's what you're trying to achieve when you get to that point. Okay, now, the next bit that you have in this sequence is within ConvertKit. So when they enter this page, like if I click on this, you'll see it's exactly the same page here. Okay, what happens in here? They get tagged with a couple of different things. They get tagged with a free trial. They get tagged with a member of our academy. You can see since we launched this, 422 people have subscribed to it. Okay, that means that we've had 422 people go into this, be tagged with this this different thing. Okay, now free trial tags in there. Don't worry about completed or currently because that's a different section. What it does is it allows me in the system, if I search for these tags, I know who's an academy member versus who is on a free trial. Let's say I had like a 5-day, I'm going to run out. I just need to get tons of people into classes. Anybody who's on a free trial, you know, drop me a message right now if you want to try our classes out for 7 days, absolutely no cost. Or, you know, if you sign up within the next 7 days, we're going to give you a free gi. These are the things that you can do to encourage people to sign up if you have that information. That's where tags become really, really important. But then we go on to our email sequence. And this is just a series of emails that they get automatically sent out regardless, like instantly. Okay, so we had on that thank you page, check your email. It's going to be slightly different for this one. Obviously, they'll get something with the how to teach tiny humans, but within this is about starting a conversation. This whole email is about like, hey, I saw you request information about training at Escapology. Is this for you or somebody else? It's conversational and it's trying to elicit a reply from people. Okay, this whole sequence is about building rapport. It is about developing trust and that their decision to try your classes was a good idea. And it helps them kind of overcome any objections they might have. So, what's going to happen in the class? What does your gym look like? Am I going to get beaten up? All kinds of different things. It's targeted within this email sequence. And what it does is it makes the job of kind of selling your gym when they come in, or them going from like being curious to a member, so much easier. Like if they go through this sequence, which people do, they get a series of videos, all kinds of different stuff. We send them testimonials, lots of different things happen. We also send them surveys, so we gather more information about them. It shows that they made a good decision and that we really care about what they are, about their journey, about them starting jiu-jitsu with us and achieving their goals. Okay. And then the other thing I'll do is I'll pre-frame the next part of it. So we put together a little short course to help them start on their jiu-jitsu journey within that. Okay. And there's lots of other things that go in there as well. So you can see like one's a tour and there's all kinds of different parts that go into this sequence. But this sequence is insanely powerful. Like absolutely just works like gangbusters. And what it'll do is it'll take your kind of trial rate from like, 40, 50%, and it can bump it up to like 60, 70, 80% of people that opt in and then actually get a trial in your gym, which is like massively powerful, absolutely massively powerful. Okay, and there's this saying kind of in marketing where the power is in the list. That is 100% true, sorry. Because it just really generates, like, imagine like this has been going like a year and a half, and like I said, we don't spend a huge amount on paid advertising, and it's grown organically by 400 plus people over like 2-3 years. Down in my gym in Plymouth before I left, I ran them. I ended up with like 7,000 people, I think, on an email list by the end of it. That's 7,000 people that are interested in starting martial arts. That is so powerful. You have a seminar, you have like a special class you're running, you got spaces in your class. This is a group of people that are interested in what you're doing. You can go to as your first port of call to fill up whatever you like. We're in fact going to introduce a new program soon called Rumble Tots. And we're going to go to this list first and say, hey, we got this new program. Does that sound like something you're interested in? And we'll probably sell it out. After we came back from COVID and we introduced our BJJ intensives, that's what we did. Like we went to our list and went, hey, we've got 8 spaces in this intensive course. That's all we can get on right now. Do you want part of it? We sold out in like 24 hours because we'd built the list and we'd put the work in to do that. And that is like powerful, and if you're continually light touching people with like, videos, information about your gym, useful things, stuff about diet, whatever you think they might be interested in, which is where the survey comes important. When they're ready to join, you're going to be their first port of call. Now, the longest that I've had someone on a list is 458 days. That was from the point of them requesting a free trial to the point of them coming in for their session. Okay, 450 days. That's a year and a half that someone was getting information from me before they actually decided to make that commitment, which is like just massive. Okay, and if you can set this up yourself, and really get people when they're ready to start your classes, which is huge, and it will just give you this continuous trickle of people coming through. There's this thing that you have again within kind of like sales marketing side of things. It's 10-80-10. 10% of the people are ready right there, right now to do whatever. So they'll enter this form and then they'll message you saying, hey, I just registered this form. When can I get in for a free trial? And you've got 10% of people who will never ever join your academy. Doesn't matter what you do, which is why you'll never get lead to trial at 100%. Because they just kind of like, they filled it out, they forgot about it, they decided it's not really right for them. Okay, and then you got the middle 80%. That middle 80% is huge. That's where you take, by nurturing them and developing them, building the connection with them, that's where you'd go from like 40, 50% to 80, 70, 80% of people who request the trial joining. Okay, absolutely massive. Okay, now within this process, there are 3 ways that you can go about doing it. The first way is through having someone, by doing it yourself. Okay, it's slow. It means that you're going to have to learn all the different steps of the process. Okay, and that can be challenging. You don't know if it's going to be right. The second way is you get an expert in to do it for you. So you have someone who comes in, sets up the whole process. That's super fast, but it can be really, really expensive. The final way is by borrowing somebody else's system. To me, this is always the best way, because it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get something that you know works, but you also learn how to do it. So if you ever need to replicate it in the future, you can do it yourself. Okay, we have a product available for that. If you're interested, I'll drop a link below. You can check it out. All right, but this kind of lead system is business critical. That means to me that you have to have it in place. So you do it, you get somebody else to do it, or you borrow somebody else's, but it has to be there if you want to grow a successful business, because it will make a massive, massive difference. All right, so hopefully you guys found this this video useful, beneficial. If you have any questions, please drop them below. And if you want my notes as well, then comment notes below and I'll send them to you. Oh, one final thing. Don't have a website? Absolutely no problem, because in here you have a couple of different options. Let me see. They automatically give you a landing page. So you can select a domain name. I could have free if this is available. Trial, that's trail, not trial, add, and then this becomes the landing page. And you can just copy this. Let me see. I can copy it. I can't copy it. Oh, I can just click on it and it will go to the landing page. Okay. That means that you don't even need a website to set this up. Let me find that again and copy that page. I'll show you. We'll just copy this one, copy link address. So if I do that, automatically goes to it. You could bit.ly that, so you could shrink it down, but essentially you can set this all up without ever having to have a website. Okay, you can be done in, if you follow the system we created, you can set this up in about an hour and be rocking ready to go. Okay, so that was one last thing. Forgot to mention it earlier. Very, very powerful. So yeah, if you want the notes, comment notes. I'll drop them. I'll send you a thing. You want the system? Go check it out. I'll send the link below as well. Got any questions? Comment below. And like I said, hope you enjoyed it.